Babayara Stadium should not be looking like this. You understand? It should not be looking like this at all. So, Mr. Ampofranka, please get the ground to look better. Way better. We cannot play the top four with this ground looking like this, where there's only a small patch of good-looking grass.
But
no.
They should be explaining to us what happened. What I read from other sources is that there was a challenge with the water pump. But if we can get Ampofranka, he should tell us why after a month. I think a month. Yeah,
like when did the Ghana Premier League season end? The Ghana Premier League ended sometime in May.
Yeah.
Yes.
A month or two. Yeah, a month.
That's the whole of June.
2 months, right?
The whole of July.
Yes. So why has the grass suddenly turned?
No, that's for this. The state of the Babayara there. It is not good
service,
at all.
Water fire service should be using to quench fire. They are not putting.
Yeah, I just don't understand.
But even the water in the fire tender, it's not ordinary water. So I hope it's not that chemical they have.
No, because you see, if it is not water and they are spraying some other thing on the surface, that is a complete no.
No, I'm hoping that the fire tender was actually carrying water because this thing there somewhere.
I'm reading from some portal. So, for example, there's a portal I'm reading, GhanaSportsMarkets.com or so. They are quoting Mr. Frank Boyne, who is saying that the ground needs regular irrigation from river sources to thrive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the story goes on to say in a Kesben FM report, Boyne explained that the grass on the stadium's pitch is very delicate and requires consistent water supply. River water, due to its mineral content, is ideal for the nourishment and growth of the grass.
River water.
Okay.
So maybe
Now, the story goes on to say, in contrast, municipal water is not rich in nutrients necessary for optimal grass health, which is why relying on river water is crucial. The information underscores the complexity of maintaining high-quality pitches for football teams, especially for a high-profile venue like the Babayara Stadium, which is critical to the success of Asante Kotoko and the local football community. Look, bottom line, Mr. Ampofranka, get the Babayara Stadium to look good. Contract people to work on this surface. We cannot play the Galka top four between the 20th and the 24th with the ground looking like this. No way. We cannot play the top four with the ground looking like this. No way. So, Mr. Ampofranka, please get to it and see that the Babayara Stadium is functioning. I know you've mentioned that, you've said that, the Babayara Stadium needs to be fixed once and for all. Agreed. But now that we have competitions and football matches to play, let's get the ground looking good. This ground in this state, it is not passing any proper CAF test. It is not passing any test whatsoever. If we say we want to be playing World Cup qualifiers or even CAF Comfort Cup games there, as Asante Kotoko want to do. So me, that's just the little I'll say this morning. $7:30. This is the Sporty Breakfast. If you have any comments on the Babayara Stadium, you can send me a WhatsApp message 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. I remember last week, Michael Asai-Bredu spoke to us, he shared videos, updates, and all of those things concerning the Babayara Stadium and what the NSA people said, what Asante Kotoko said, even the minister's visit. So for those who don't listen to us and they form their own silly opinions, that one there is on to you. Anyway, let us proceed. Ray, the other matter is a big one.
Mm-hmm. Which one?
It's a big issue. This term limit business for GFA presidents. I remember months ago, let's say even a year ago, or even 2 years ago, you hear of a possible third term, for the GFA president, a possible third term for the GFA president. Some time back, we put a cap on the term limits, and then we limited them to 2, not 2. We limited them to 2. So in Ghana, GFA presidents can only go for 2 terms, and that's it.
Yes.
I think they tied it to the presidency. Okay.
Yes, it's presidency.
So 2 terms, and you are out. But some people seem to think that we should extend. I'll have to check. Ray, maybe we can. Maybe we can look at what pertains. Just check what CAF and FIFA say about their term limits, and then we can put things into proper context. But however, earlier this morning there was a story I read on Ghana Web, and it's our senior colleague Ibrahim Sanidara who is advocating, or who seems to believe, that we need to extend the term limits for presidents of the Ghana Football Association. Now, he says that, according to the story, Mr. Sanidara is proposing that the term of office for presidents of the Ghana FA should be extended from 2 to 4. This comes after the GFA Statutes Review Committee's proposal to extend the presidential term limit for the GFA president from 2 to 3. So, my producer, Immortal, so is this correct? The GFA Statutes Review Committee is proposing. Okay, so this is very official. I like it. I like it when now things are officialized. So the GFA Statutes Review Committee is proposing that the term limit for the GFA president should be moved from 2 to 3. Now, Ibrahim Sanidara was speaking to Love FM, and he shared his support for the idea to extend the term limit, arguing that he did not think 2 terms were enough in football politics. And he said, quote, "I don't think 2 terms are enough in football politics. I will propose 4 terms because the industry is not as easy as people see it. If we want Ghana football to thrive and be on top of the world and African football, the longevity or otherwise of an African president is a serious determining factor." End quote. The GFA Statutes Review Committee's proposal to extend the presidential term limit for the GFA president will be heavy on the agenda of the GFA's 31st Ordinary Congress, scheduled for the 12th of August 2025 at the Ghanaman Center of Excellence in Pram Pram. So that is that. So the GFA Statutes Review Committee is proposing that we extend the term limit of the GFA presidents from 2 to 3. Now, as things stand, Mr. Katukweku is in his 2nd term. Right? It's in his 2nd term. And some people say, or now that it's been made or it's coming from the GFA, the Statutes Review Committee is saying that, well, we should extend it from 2 to 3. So the total will be 12 years. The total will be 12 years. So that is what the GFA is proposing. Mr. Sanidara he's in line with this. He seems to agree, because he says that if we don't extend the term, it will be difficult to achieve a lot. He cites football politics, and he says that he even thinks that there should be 4 terms, right? The GFA's Statutes Review Committee is proposing 3. So that's Mr. Sanidara's opinion. He's entitled to have his opinion. Now, what this will mean is that next week, God willing, on the 12th, when the GFA goes to the Congress, the Statutes Review Committee will put this on the table. It will be debated. Yes or no, yay or nay. And we go back, forth, and then we agree or disagree, and we proceed from there. So whatever is settled at Congress, it goes into the law books or so. It becomes a binding agreement on the Football Republic or the football constituency, and then they move on and proceed with whatever it is they have decided. I don't know what people think about this. I don't know what people think about it. If you're a listener, send me a WhatsApp message. What do you think of the proposal by the GFA's Statutes Review Committee to extend the mandate of the GFA president from 2 terms to 3, so from 8 to 12 years? Right? They want to move it from 2 to 3. Some people think that is good because it allows continuity. Sorry. Some people think it allows continuity. So one person is there rolls out different policies, you have an extended time to see to it that all your work is done. Now, I don't know if after the 3 terms you can go again. We don't know that for a fact, but I can only assume that
This is Sporty FM,
based on this proposal, after 3 terms, that's it. You step aside, and somebody else will show up. So that is the assumption. That is the assumption. Ray, have you figured out what happens or what the CAF rules say and what the FIFA rules say, or you are still digging?
Yeah, I'm still digging.
We will get that. So if you are listening to us, let me know what you think. Do you think that this is a good idea? The people who want it, they argue based on these points that, one, if you allow one person to be there, the person knows that they have 12 years. Let's say that this proposal even goes through. They have 12 years. 12 years to do all the things they must do or can do for Ghana football, and after 12 years they move on. And then another person comes for another 12 years, right? And then possibly 12 years, possibly. That is if you are maintained, right? Mm-hmm. If you are maintained. So if you have term 1 and you are maintained, you get a second term. If not, you leave, and then blah, blah. But they want to cap it at 3, or they want to give it a maximum of 3 terms. Now, I suspect those who disagree will say that, see, why do we want to do some of these things? And that extended stays in office are great grounds for people to get into the realms of, some people say it will get them corrupt. Some people say they will rig the system. Some people say that it will turn them into tyrants. Some people say that it's just a ploy to enrich oneself, and nothing positive will come out of extending people's terms. If you have any good plans, if you are giving a maximum of 8 years, you should be able to implement a lot of those plans. Some people cite all kinds of others or other reasons for not liking the idea of a 3-term limit. But the African continent is rife with all kinds of examples of people who have extended their stay. I think when Samuel Eto'o became Cameroon FA president, I think he may have extended. I'll have to just be sure. But on the continent, we see that. We see people staying in office for extended periods, especially in charge of the football associations. We saw lots of different people stay in one position for years. And some people do not think that this is a good idea for football development. Some people don't think it is wise for Ghana to have the GFA president extend his stay. Some people say it's good. Some people say it's good. Some people say that it gives the people time to implement. For example, Ibrahim Sanida, as he was speaking with Love FM, he said that because of 2 terms are not enough in football politics, because the industry is not as easy as people think it is. So 8 years will not be enough for you to carry out all the plans you want to carry out. And that he thinks that we should even extend it to 4 terms. So in Ibrahim Sanida's estimation, 16 years should be enough. You have enough wiggle room, enough time to deal with all the problems because of the politics of the day. You are dealing with so many different things. There's not enough time to focus on the work if you have maximum 2 terms, which is about 8 years in office. So those are some of the arguments people are making. So I was talking about Samuel Eto'o, for example, and if you go to, Cameroon, if you read the news from Cameroon, he extended, or he managed to extend his stay. Managed to extend his stay there. Now, the 2024 General Assembly of the Cameroon FA decided to extend or increase the term limit from 2 to 3 4-year mandates. From 2 to 3 4-year mandates. So, according to these reports, Mr. Samuel Eto'o will be staying in Cameroonian football up until 2033.
Okay.
So they increased theirs from 2 to 3, right? From 2 4-year mandates to 3 4-year mandates. And so he'll be staying on to 2023. Last year, or he became president in 2021, because the story I'm reading is 2024, and they make a reference to 3 years, or the past 3 years. So 2021, and now he has increased his time in office, okay, for 4 more years. So initially, if it was 2021, he was going to leave by 2029. But he's increased it to 4 more years, and he's in office until 2033. That's what Samuel Eto'o did in Cameroon, or that's what he has done in Cameroon. Okay, that's what he has done in Cameroon. Of course, Eto'o's story, we know people, lots of, he has issues, or he's had issues with different people. So I won't say there's context, but yeah, he changed the constitution of FECAFOOT, which is the Cameroonian Football Federation there, and he's moved it on to and he has extended it by another 4 years. Now, some portals I'm trying to find, so in 2016, for example, the Confederation of African Football, again, context, the Confederation of African Football in 2016 said that it would be, or the presidency of CAF would be limited to 3 terms, and they started from 2017. So from 2017, they said that CAF presidency, you could go for 3 years or 3 terms. Now, the limit will also apply to members of CAF's EXCO. Okay, now in February of that year, FIFA limited its presidency to 3 terms in office as it aimed to recover from a corruption crisis. Now, Junior Binyam, this was in 2016, September, he's a CAF's media spokesperson, and he confirmed to BBC Sport that yes, it had been approved at the Extraordinary General Assembly of the time. And he said, quote, the main reason for this amendment of CAF statutes was to align them with the FIFA ones, but more reforms and amendments can be expected. So it looks like there are interesting things happening on the continent. Ray, let me go to Jerome Ochi. So I want you to, let me give you more time to gather all the things you want to gather, whilst I take Jerome Ochi's thoughts on this very interesting proposal that's coming from the GFA's Statutes Review Committee. Jerome, if you can hear me, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing today?
Yeah, good morning, Nathan. I am fine by God's grace. I believe you're also fine.
Yes, we are fine. We are fine. God has given us life. We are very grateful.
Thank you.
Great. Jerome, your thoughts on this interesting proposal from the GFA's Statutes Review Committee. Now, they say that they want to put that on the table at the next ordinary Congress of the GFA, which is set for the 12th of August. And they want to propose that the presidential term limit for the Ghana FA's top job should be extended from 2 to 3. And it will be debated by the Football Republic next week when they gather in Pram Pram. Just your thoughts on this proposal, and whether or not you agree or disagree, or why you think it's a good idea or a bad idea.
Well, I like the context you brought to the intro, giving us what transpired in Cameroon and the FIFA angle and all that. You know, personally, I'm not in favor of this proposal because I don't believe that at this point or at this stage of our football, the preoccupation of the people managing the game should be extending their power and control of the game. Our football has gone through so much in the last couple of years that if anybody is minded to develop the game, and I don't claim to know more than those managing the game, we are all stakeholders. I belong to the media, and as a media person, I see myself as a stakeholder of the game. Even if I'm not a media person, I'm a Ghanaian, I'm a football fan, and to that extent, I'm a stakeholder because supporters or fans are part of the game. So we speak from these perspectives that you do not need to extend power or your tenure of office to get things done. The Ket administration was given 4 years in their first term. And fortunately for them, when that 4 years ended, the mandate was given to them again to go for another 4 years. And as we speak, that is what the rules of the game stipulate. Now, if you want to take it to 4 more years and make it 12 years of 3 terms of 4 years each, the question we should be asking is, what is the reason? From my readings of all the things they have said, it looks like the chief reason is what pertains at FIFA. And what pertains at FIFA is the 3-4 year terms. Anybody in institutional or organizational studies will ask the question, is it just because FIFA has 12 years maximum for its president, that is why you want to align with it? And if you want to align with it, the question to ask is exactly what is the motive? I'm saying that looking at the state of our football, looking at the history of our game in terms of administration, in terms of governance, we are just coming from an era where someone had 12 to 13 years and all of us were complaining. All of us were complaining. And it's not as if Kwesi Nyantakyi was evil. It is not as if he didn't do his best. It was all because people were getting tired of the system. Because in the situation where people felt things weren't going right and he needed to leave the scene for other people with other ideas to come in, he had his firm grip on power. And I am disappointed that some of the very people who criticized Kwesi Nyantakyi for his long stay on power are the same people who are pushing for this third term mandate. And it's a big disappointment. So I'm saying that if they truly mean well, we should forget about the synchronization with FIFA. Gone are the days when we were intimidated with what FIFA thinks and what FIFA will say and all that. FIFA is not God. The FIFA that we sometimes projected as being the Lord of football was hit with corruption, and the whole FIFA establishment came down. People who were untouchable were all touched, and we saw that FIFA, after all, is not sacrosanct. So let's stop this FIFA business and concentrate on what it is that makes our game good or bad. One of the things that has not helped our game in terms of development is how people have held on to power and used it to the extent where it gets to the point where you cannot even question them. And I'm saying that if we are going to proceed with this, we might get to the tenure or the time where if someone comes in and feels that the 3-4 year terms is not enough and he takes it to 4 or 5, what are we going to do? In that state, the concentration will be on people fortifying themselves on the seat of governance and not necessarily paying attention to the very issues afflicting our football, some of which are poor financing of our clubs. Our clubs are not properly set up. A lot of them are not operating as modern professional football clubs. They are doing things as if we are still in the dark ages. So let us pay attention to the things that matter. And for me, fortifying your grips on power, changing presidential term limits cannot be a priority at this stage. I don't buy the FIFA argument. I have seen stories on the internet saying that FIFA agrees to Ghana's decision to change. Look, all those things are ruse. They are just meant to throw dust into our eyes. FIFA may have given their consent, but FIFA doesn't rule Ghana football. Ghana football is in the hands of the Ghana Football Association. Ghana football is confronted with challenges that must be looked at from a very holistic point of view. People who have been given their mandate should concentrate on that mandate and execute that mandate within the confines of the power they have been given. Why do you look for term extension when the very term you are to serve has not even elapsed? And that is one of my disappointments. I have said that from the beginning of this administration, they were not even up to the third or fourth year when they started conceiving the point about extending the term limits for the president. And that for me is selfish, because except they are saying that what they are doing will not benefit the current administration, then we'll revise some of the things we are saying. But I don't see it happening. The current administration are going to be the major beneficiaries of this change, and that will not be in the interest of our football, because it is too much for one person to stay in power for 12 years when indeed that person can still do whatever he wants to do within 8 years. Who tells us that 8 years is not enough to cause development in any field of life? 8 years is a lot. If you mean well, if you have your focus on the mandate you have been given, 8 years is so much time. And look, you will come and go. I mean, people will come and go. You do 4 years. You are lucky to be given another 4 years. You fix your eyes on all the things you have planned. And even if you are not able to finish within the 8 years, you leave the same. Another person comes in. He might also have 4 years or 8 years. He also continues. That is how institutions have been built. I am not happy with this attitude of leaders always looking at strengthening themselves and making sure that they have absolute power and control over organizations they run. And in the end, there is no guarantee that staying longer in power means you do a good work. If you take it to politics on the continent, look at the countries whose leaders have stayed in power as if they are going to exist forever. And look at the state. Look at the state. You mentioned Cameroon. Look at Cameroon. Look at Togo. Look at countries whose leaders are turning to be despots. People who think that without them, countries cannot function. I'm afraid that because we are coming from a history where these things were criticized, these things scared us. I'm afraid that we might be returning to that era, and it doesn't, hold good tidings for our football, in my opinion.
Jerome, what about those who say, or what would you say to the school of thought that, well, this could likely pass simply because the mother body, which is FIFA, already, is already playing in this arena of extended term limits, because the FIFA rules now say that the president can be in charge for 3-4 year terms at most. Don't you think that with FIFA going this way, the powers that be can easily sway the football people, quote unquote, to go with this and say that, oh, if the mother body is doing this, it almost makes sense for us to also follow the mother body?
I agree, it makes sense. I mean, I'm not going to run away from that point. And some people within the FA have made me aware of the fact that even besides the FIFA having 3-4 year terms, another thing is that our ESCO also have 3-4 year terms. And the president of the FA, who is a member of the ESCO, however, has 2 4-year terms, which is inconsistent. I agree. I mean, this is not something I'll close my eyes to. But I'm saying that if you mean so well about ensuring consistency, is it not possible to also reverse the 3-4 year terms for the ESCO and make it 2, so it synchronizes with that of the FA president? That's also possible. And that's also as sensible as the other side of the coin. You see, FIFA may have created a structure that supports its governance system.
Sporty FM.
That, you see, that is the point I am coming from. FIFA may have created that structure that supports the way it wants to govern football at that level. But we are not FIFA. The fact that FIFA gives you that room to operate doesn't mean go and occupy that room when your shoes or your state of affairs will make that room unfit. I am saying that because of our history, one person led our football for 13 years, and the very people who are propagating this proposal criticized that person for staying in power for more than 12 years or for 12 years. I am saying that where is their morality Where is the authority today that makes them think that what they criticize today, it's okay? You see, we have to look at the issues beyond what is written on paper. There are serious leadership and moral issues in what we are talking about. If we want to pay attention to these issues, we will see that we are not at the point where we should be giving 3-4 year terms to the Football Association president in Ghana, because whatever any Football Association president wants to do in Ghana, that can be achieved within 8 years. And I'm saying that it's a leadership principle. If you're not able to finish your policies or whatever you want to implement within 8 years, the principle is you leave and go, somebody will come and continue. And that is how institutions are built all over the world. All over the world. If FIFA is going to change, assuming because these 3-4 year terms you are talking about, it is Infantino who brought it through force.
Yes.
Assuming tomorrow another FIFA president comes and thinks that we should take the term limit to 4 years, to 4 years, or let's say 4 years, is Ghana Football Association also going to move to 4 years of 5 terms? Let's stop this thinking. And I am saying the point about FIFA consenting to what Ghana wants to do is not strong enough, because we can operate the system we currently have, and FIFA will have no problems with it. FIFA has not said that the 2-4 year terms is not good. Let's not deceive people. Let's not deceive the public, because this story that is being pushed around this morning that FIFA has accepted Ghana's situation, it is just to throw dust into people's eyes. I think FIFA is God. FIFA is not God. I have said that FIFA that some time ago was presented as a monster, that FIFA was hit by a corruption scandal, and its foundations were shaken to the point that people were removed. So after all, FIFA is not God. I'll make that point again. Let us look at the issues undermining our football. There are a lot of issues. I give a lot of credit to the Keta administration for attending to some of those issues. And I'm saying that when they are out of office, other people who mean well, like they have done to, for instance, women's football, will continue from where they have left or where they will leave. Take women's football, for example. I don't think it was in a good state when Ket came into office. But if you track the progress women's football has made under the Ket administration, you clearly see that there's been some progress. And Ket is not the only person who can run women's football well in Ghana. He has started, he's taken it to some point, he will do his best. When he leaves, another person will come in. And all of us will contribute to making that person work, so that whatever gains Ket will make or has made, those gains will be fortified. Take how they've been able to give sponsorship, some level of sponsorship to women's football.
Yeah.
Look at how Hazakis ladies, won the championship here, went to Africa, and were in the finals. But for the fact that they came up against a very formidable side, a side that you can tell has been in the system for a long time with very good resources, Hazakis ladies would have beaten Mamelodi Sundowns. The following year, another Ghanaian team went to the Champions League of the women's competition. I am saying that progress has been made, but let no one deceive himself that he's the best person to run our football, and so should be given another term. The problem I have with this arrangement is all because I see it centered around someone's ambition to go beyond what he is legally mandated at this time. And this is something the football people,
Sporty FM,
if we so well have our game at heart, should stop it, because the moment the situation changes at FIFA, anybody who comes in would have a good precedent to also take it somewhere else, and that will not be good for our game. We shouldn't think this is a mere football people's thing. Sometimes they tell us that we are media people, we are not stakeholders, we don't own clubs. That is true.
Okay.
I would have had no business talking about football if it was purely about club football. But they also manage our national teams.
Yeah.
They also manage the state properties. The national team is not for the Football Association, it's for the state of Ghana. And so every Ghanaian has a say and must have a say in what happens at the GFA. And I'm saying that on the basis of that principle, this thing about term limit proposal should be thrown away. If we allow it to pass, and I have said in one piece that I don't believe Congress will stop it, but then our voices must be heard. If they allow it to pass, one day when we are no more, another FIFA president will come, will change the status quo at FIFA, and that may compel or may lead someone here to also change it. And where will we be going with that sort of leadership?
Jerome, thank you. Thank you so much for your thoughts. We really appreciate it. I'm sure we'll speak again soon. That was Jerome Otri, our colleague journalist, sharing his thoughts on this very interesting proposal from the GFA Statutes Review Committee. Let's stay on that. Let me go back to the line. Let me speak with football administrator and former journalist just like us, Mr. Eloy Amandi. Eloy, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Nathan. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great stuff. We haven't spoken in a while. I hope you're well.
Yes. I'm very, very well. Good to see you. You're in fine fettle, I can see.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And my regards to everyone in the studio and to my brother and friend Jerome as well.
All right.
Always erudite.
Eloy, your thoughts on this? The GFA Statutes Review Committee saying that, or they want to put a proposal on the table to extend the presidential term limit for the big man at the GFA from 2 to 3. It's something that will be on the menu next week when the GFA holds its ordinary Congress. What do you make of this proposal to move the term limit from 2 to 3? Good idea, bad idea? Is that something we should even be thinking about in the first place?
President Trump will say it's a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea. I don't know where it came from. It's such a terrible idea. I mean, I'm just paraphrasing President Trump. But look, it's such a bad idea. And the Statutes Review Committee did its work many months back, and it was just that, right? Just Statutes Review Committee. And now the point that it has gotten to, it is not the Status Committee's recommendations that has been worked with. The EXCO has decided that this is a major and important point to be discussed at Congress, and that is a problem. Is where the problem begins, Jerome. Nathan. Because if you think about it, we are operating, or we're operating this the current status that we're operating. We have a history where we've come from and how we got into this point, where there was a certain antecedent that necessitated the changes and the status that we put in place. Now, these statutes that have been put in place is for a recommended period of 2 terms for the president and 3 terms for the rest of the EXCO and the other elected officials.
Okay.
I think it's by design. If you speak to the framers of the constitution of the rules we are working with today, it is by design. It was deliberate because we just didn't want a situation where someone was going to be in charge, holding on to power for a period more than 8 years. As Jerome rightly pointed out, what do you want to achieve with the Football Federation, with the association, that cannot be done within 8 years? What is your works of your program of works for the first 4 years, for the second 4 years, and we're only in the second year of the second 4 years? We've got 2 more years to go, and we're already discussing potential changes to the term and extending the term. I have had occasion to have this discussion elsewhere, and the point I was making was to run the entire country, Ghana, the president of Ghana, by design of the constitution of this country, should be able to do it in 8 years. He should be able to manage agric, IT, sports, health, and infrastructure, housing, health, all of these big questions that face the country. The president of the country must be able to do it in 8 years and hand over to at most 8 years and hand over the baton to someone else to continue. Why is it that to manage a subsector of that architecture, you need more than 8 years to be able to do that. I find it most untenable and most unfortunate. The other, a corollary to that is the argument that has been made, and I think Jerome highlighted it, that the EXCO have 3 terms of 4. The president has 2 terms of 4 years each, and they find that to be an absurdity, an incongruity. Actually, I see no conflict. It is by design. It was done that way so that the president who wields ultimate authority in the federation does not become a despot. 12 years in a row, 16 years in a row, 22 years in a row? What are you going to be able to do that you cannot do in 8? Having said that, think about it, Nathan. In this country, the president has a maximum term limit of 2.
Yeah.
Do parliamentarians have term limits?
No, they keep going and going and going.
Keep going. So by virtue of that logic, does that require that we change the national constitution to go with the arguments that the Football Association, the proposals they're hoping to present to Congress, to go with that argument? Then it means that we must get Congress to, we must get a national constitution changed to reflect the fact that Parliament or the president should be able to run for unlimited terms. And that's the argument that is being made to me here. And you can imagine if any such proposals came up in this country, what the discussions will be with respect to that.
Great.
So I sincerely believe that this proposal must be condemned by every sector of the society. I cannot purport to tell registered companies that the football clubs are how they should run their affairs, because each football club is managed and is run by a board with its ownership and the board and the owners. I cannot purport to tell them how they have to make decisions around a subject like this. But it is terribly important that they sit, they reflect, and make the right decisions. It is incumbent on not just the football clubs to stop this. The rest of the society has a role to play. The media have a big role to play. Beyond the media, civil society has a role to play, and government certainly has a role to play in all of this conversation. Because, I mean, how is it that principles of good governance are going to be trampled upon and abused in this manner? We came, again, the context of this whole situation is very important. We came from a history, as has been pointed out previously, where the president had been in charge for 13 years. There was hue and cry in this country. There was hue and cry in this country about the terms that the current president was serving. And we thought it right that we, after consultation, that we truncated to 8, just so we prevent people overstaying their term. And I need to add also to this point that there are things that we have a right to do.
Okay.
But is it expedient for us to do that? There are things that we believe we should be able to do, but is it the right thing to do? And the answer to that question in the context of this discussion around the term extension is a simple no.
All right, Eloy, thank you. Thank you so much for speaking with us. I guess the conversations will roll on and on and on until finally when it's put on the table at Congress. But we do appreciate your insights. I'm sure we'll speak again soon.
Thank you very much.
All right, that was Eloy Amande, football administrator. Many years ago, he was doing what we were doing. So I guess he understands it from our perspective as well. 10 minutes after 8. I don't know. We'll ask listeners what they think. Raymond Yawado has been quiet. Today, people haven't heard from Ray. I want to hear from Reverend Raymond Yawado. Do you want to be a reverend?
No.
Bishop? Pastor?
No.
None?
Yeah.
Oh. Father?
No.
None. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. I thought you had like priestly ambitions.
When the anointing falls on me, and that is the will of God.
That's the okay.
I will take the
no problem.
step.
For now, you can't see.
For now, I can't.
Okay,
see.
no problem. Let's proceed.
You see, Nathan, today I'm very sad.
Oh, why?
And I'm sad because what we thought was a reset clearly has been, or their attempts to throw under the bus. When normalization came, in 2019, there was an extraordinary Congress
Sporty FM.
held at the Ghana Physicians and Surgeons Council. It was a Thursday, I remember.
At the election that brought...
No,
which one was this?
When we went for Congress to agree on changes to the statutes. Now,
which year was this? Do you remember?
That was
the
in
year?
2019.
2019, okay.
September 2019, if I'm not mistaken. September 2019. I remember it was a Thursday, because Friday I went somewhere.
I'm interested in where you went.
So, that's what we'll discuss behind off air.
No problem.
You see, Nathan, one of the key changes made to the statutes was the term of office of the president.
Okay.
Before then, the president had unlimited tenure of office.
Oh, the GFA president.
They didn't have any limit in terms of how many years he could run. So at the point when Kwesi Nyantakyi got into trouble, he had done 12 plus years. He was getting into 13. So part of the consideration was that, look, we cannot run the system like that. We saw the likes of Issa Hayatu rule CAF for the longest of times. Eventually, we realized that, look, the longer you stay in there, doesn't guarantee success. So let's get our presidents to deal with a term limit so that whatever it is they want to deliver, they do it in 4 or 8. Not 4 and 8, 4 or 8.
4 or 8. Okay.
So, first 4 years, if football people feel you've done well and want to give you another 8 to continue, fair enough. But if you fail to deliver in 4 and they kick you out, you could come back again another time to contest to be president. If they vote for you, it means you have 2 terms of 4 to complete whatever you want to do with the Ghana.
Not necessarily consecutive terms. No.
Okay. That was the agreement. And football people all agreed. Because at the time, part of the criticism against Kwesi Nyantakyi was that Kwesi Nyantakyi has stayed there for too long. And Ghana football was taking a nosedive. So, if Kwesi had stayed there without control, the statutes was going to bring that control. And that was what the Normalization Committee stood for. Today, if we are going back to football people to change this, because the argument is that FIFA has a term limit of 3 terms of 4. And so we also want to do so. But you see that at the time we took the Normalization Committee's proposal to Congress, at the time we took it to Congress, FIFA were already doing a term limit of 3 for 4 years. They were still doing it. Term limit of 3 and 4. Nathan, they were always doing it. FIFA were already doing it. FIFA did not say, no, this proposal they disagree. And even at the time the Normalization Committee was in, there was a FIFA representative on that committee. Okay? He did not even say, oh no, FIFA, this is how FIFA do it, so Ghana should also do the same. No. The broad framework per the FIFA statutes is that member associations should have a president.
Yes.
Whether the president will run for 1 year or president will run for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, that one will be a decision of the member association. But FIFA says you must have a president. You must have an exco, just as it's done. So there's a broad framework of how you should operate.
Yes.
But they do not impose limitations of how long officers should be in office on you. They don't impose it on you.
Okay.
So if today the argument is that FIFA has a term limit of 3, so we also want to be on the same page as FIFA, nobody is forcing them to. FIFA hasn't instructed them to. To ensure, FIFA hasn't forced them to make sure that the GFA also has a term limit of 3.
So it's not cast in stone.
Not cast in stone.
If FIFA is doing 3 terms, member associations must do 3 terms.
No,
okay.
It is not cast in stone. What FIFA expects you to have is a certain structure. How many years the president will be in office? If you tell FIFA you want to have 1 year in office, FIFA will say, okay, fine. You can go ahead with it. So let's not make it look like FIFA wants us to have a term limit of 3. No. It is people who are chasing their own personal ambitions. And look, Nathan, let nobody kid you. Let nobody deceive us. This thing that they are cooking, it is because somebody has ambitions of becoming CAF president and believes that if he stays on as GFA president in the next 4 years, if he stays on, sees out his second term, and he's rewarded by football people with, say, another term, it boosts his chances of becoming a CAF president, or boosts his chances of getting way up there in terms of the CAF hierarchy.
Yeah.
That is it. So you see, again, it is not cast in stone that when you extend it by 3, the person who is president today will become president when the next election is held. But you see,
Sporty FM.
it is all an orchestration to position that person when the time comes and the opportunity presents itself and he gets the nod, it pushes his personal ambition of possibly getting way up there on the CAF leadership structure. That is it. So we can extend it today, okay, to 3. But it's not guaranteed that the current president will become the next president when he contests that 3rd election.
Okay.
Okay.
So that election will be what, in like 2 years' time?
Very good. Okay. It's not guaranteed. But let us do it now. So that should the opportunity present itself and he contests and he wins, it pushes his dreams of becoming CAF president, it pushes him closer to his dreams of becoming CAF president. That is what all of this thing is about. Otherwise, look, if we are supposed to take care to Kreku's manifesto and go page by page what he promised in that game changer manifesto, what he promised to do, and the state of football today, Nathan, if we are supposed to hold elections in the next the next 4 years, which will be the proposed 3rd term, Nathan, clearly nobody should be rooting for him to continue. Okay, based on what we've seen him do in his first 6 years.
So that's
6
4
years.
plus, yes. 6
Yes, in his first 6 years.
Yeah,
Listen,
6 years.
I am not sure anybody would hit his chest and say he's delivered spectacularly, so he deserves another term. No. So all of this thing, all of what is happening, that football people are going to be whipped in a certain line. It is a calculation, or it is a plan,
Sporty
a
FM.
grand scheme to push somebody's agenda closer to the top when it comes to CAF. So what we are saying is that, look, let us not make the work of normalization committee go in vain. Okay? Let us not make the work of the normalization committee go in vain. There was good reason, very, very good reason why we said let us keep it as 8. Because we've seen how allowing unlimited time in office or giving a longer time in office has turned a lot of football associations into some sort of a cabal. Okay?
Yeah.
And it was same with CAF.
Yeah.
When Hayatu was president, it was his way or his way or the highway. It was always what he wanted to do. Same when former President Kwesi Nyantakyi, before he was dethroned, it got to a point, he became bigger than the association. Hayatu became bigger than CAF. Sepp Blatter, until he was caught in that scandal. Look, FIFA, there were times there were proposals, somewhere in 2010, there were proposals that, look, FIFA should have a limited term of office for president. They shut it down until Blatter and Co got into trouble. You see, Nathan, we all saw the cabal, what was happening at FIFA at the time.
Yeah.
So they thought it twice and said, look, we have to control the term limit of president so that at a point they will not become bigger than the federation. it was for good reason that we limited ours to 8. FIFA, nobody forced us. And when we limited it to 8, we sent it to FIFA. FIFA gave their blessings. If FIFA had an issue with it at the time, would FIFA have said, FIFA would have said, no, make it 3 because we're also running 3.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah.
That is your choice. So stick to it. So FIFA gave us their blessings. And we brought it to Congress. And Congress voted the year. When we went to Congress that day, nobody challenged it. Who challenged it?
Okay. That was in 2019.
In 2019. Okay. Nobody challenged it. Immortal was there. Tell me, who stood up to challenge that motion? That we shouldn't limit the term of office to 2. Yes. 117 out of 121. That was
so which is there are only 4 people.
Yeah, there are 4 people. I think they abstained. There are 4 people. Yes, I think there are 4 people abstained or they were not present. So something like that.
So effectively, everybody who was there,
Nathan,
said yes.
Everybody said yes. Okay. Now we are there. You have done your 4. We've given you another 4. Just finish it and go. Nathan, just finish your 4 and go. Let the guard change.
Sporty FM.
If football people feel the current ESCO deserve another 10, they'll bring them back.
Yeah.
But the head must change so that we'll see fresh ideas, another game changer, new innovative ideas for the development of the sport. Nathan, we cannot run away from something. Then years down the line, we quickly go back to it again. Something we said didn't work for us. We cannot move away from it. Then years on, because somebody has other intentions. Look, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that 2-term limit. And the reasons they are giving, it's not because they are not telling us they want to change the thing to term of 3 because they want some continuity or some longevity for. That's not what they are saying. No. The reason why they want to change it, clearly, me, I don't understand it. I don't know if it benefits football people in any way. That FIFA has 3, so let's move to 3. How does that benefit football people?
Sporty FM.
What can't you do in 8 years for football people or for Ghana football? What is it that you can't do in 8 years? What is it that any president cannot do in 8 years? So I'm not even limited to this president. Anybody who ascends the throne, what can't he do in 8 years? What can she do in 8 years?
Some people say that
they will possibly need an extra 3
the politics,
to make it 12.
The politics of the time, you are dealing with different things, so you won't have the luxury of time to implement all your wonderful ideas. Yes.
Governance is a continuum. So Ketu Kreku, when he was not FA president, were others not serving in that capacity?
Yeah.
Did they not leave?
They did.
For others to continue?
Yes.
Kwesi Nyantakyi, did he not leave?
Well, some people
no. So did he not leave?
Yes.
For him to come?
Yes, that's true.
So it means that whatever plans it is you have, if you fail to complete, someone else will come and continue. That is how it is done. So knowledge or how to govern football is not exclusive to one person. So let's maintain it as it is. You do your 8, you go. You do your 8 years, you go. You do your 4 years, you go. If you want to come back again another 4 years, you can come back. You are free to. What is this thing that top of the table at Congress, people want to go and shift tenure of president? Look, Nathan, sometimes football people, they deserve the kind of leadership they get.
Why do you say that?
Oh yeah, sometimes football people deserve the kind of leadership they get. You see, ever since
Sporty FM,
this paper was introduced to them prior to Congress.
Yes.
You are given a document. Okay. You are given a document to go to look through and decide whether this one fits or doesn't fit. Okay. This is what we are going to discuss. Agenda at Congress. You are given a document.
Yep.
Ever since this document came out, I've not heard a single football person come out to say, oh no, this particular proposal, we are not going to agree. I've not heard any football person. You know why?
Why?
They're afraid. They are afraid of being victimized.
They are afraid of being victimized.
Oh, yes. They are afraid. So nobody is talking. You see, but when they go on this tangent, looking at the time before the next elections, when they go to Congress, Nathan, I can assure you that they are going to endorse this three. They are going to ratify this three. Okay? And that is football people for you. And that is football people for you. You see, and this argument, you see, and when you talk, they quickly go to why is ESCO giving a term limit of 3 and the president is giving a term limit of 2? Was that not what we agreed in 2019? We agreed that yes. You see, Nathan, the powers the president has, you cannot compare same to the power of the ESCO member. Okay? After taking all the decisions, it gets to a point where the president can say, well, as ESCO, you have decided on this. But I, president, feel that we should go on this tangent. The president can run a one-man show.
Really?
Oh, yes. But Nathan, when Kwesi Nyantechu was president, he practically ran the show by himself. When even, Black Stars Management Committee, he himself was the chairman. And we're asking a question, but if you are the chairman of the Black Stars Management Committee, when we go and do the work, who reports to who? No, you are very powerful as the GFA president. Remember when Kwesi Nyantechu went to the committee, that committee that people went to cry?
Which one? The Jamepe Commission.
That commission.
Yes.
People came to...
Shout out to the people. Shout out to Mr. Fred Dakun.
People came in and gave their accounts. When the GFA president came, he said, look, I am the GFA president. What I say carries weight. Rubbish all the testimonies others had brought.
And then...
He said it was him. He was telling you the real state of affairs. Okay? That is how heavy the GFA president is. So the ESCO member, you can't limit, if you limit his tenure to 2, really, it won't affect him in any way. But if you extend it to 3, it gives him another chance to come back and serve as ESCO member. Or it gives him another opportunity. If he wishes to become GFA president, it gives, for ESCO, they are not a bone of contention. The person who wields the ultimate power is the person we are concerned about. We do not want him to turn into a tyrant. Or we don't want that person to become a cabal leader. Or we don't want him to become the lord in the circus. Okay? That is not what we want. So let us control how long he stays in there. We do not want the person up there to become a character that becomes bigger than the federation or bigger than the association. So,
I don't know why my...
So they ask for what I don't mind. Let's leave it to it. And Nathan, ESCO members.
Yes.
How much power do they have? How much power do ESCO members have?
But the ESCO, we know that as a collective...
They play a supporting role. They play a supporting role. Okay? In terms of the perks, the privileges, the benefits of the job.
Yeah.
Every good thing goes to the president.
Why are you saying ESCO people?
Will you say...
I say ESCO people don't benefit.
Later. No, what I'm saying is...
Yeah.
ESCO member.
Yes.
You can decide to go and sit somewhere and work remotely. Nobody cares. You are still an ESCO member. Is Kwesi Appiah directly involved in the dealings at the FA? Directly, day-to-day basis? No. He's sitting somewhere. Remember, Kojo Yanka, he was sitting in America. He was Western Regional RFA chairman. He was on ESCO.
Yes, I
no, you understand? So for ESCO, we are not concerned about ESCO. Okay? Because in terms of controlling affairs at the FA, it is not them. So we can give them a term limit of 5, 4, 6, 10, 8, 9. Nobody cares.
But some people say that if you also extend this, then they also become part of the structure,
Nathan,
part of the cabal. They are
why,
enabling. They are enablers.
Oh, Nathan, you see, fortunately, you do not have a situation where the same people come all the time. Fortunately, football people are smart enough to consistently make changes to who represent them on the ESCO. Consistently. And they also have a lot of work to do before they get elected. Okay? So, we will not focus too much on them. And Nathan, just like Elo Amande said, do MPs have limitations regarding?
No. I mean, I know MPs who have been in parliament for 12 years,
Yes.
some 4 terms,
Yes,
5 terms, 6 terms.
They keep going. Because Nathan, in terms of the powers of the MP, Nathan, how far does it go? How far? The president has ultimate power. So if we leave the president to go 12, 16, 20, 24, Nathan, what are you creating? What are you trying to create? And that is what we want to avoid. That is what we want to stop. If they don't get it and want to introduce all sorts of things, this is the simple logic behind it. And we've seen from the past how allowing a president to go uncontrolled, we all know how it's ended, how it ends. We all know where it goes. And we are saying that, look, don't extend it. Whether it is going to benefit the current every president or not, whether it will benefit him or not, don't extend it. Whether he becomes president for the 3rd term or he leaves it here,
We shouldn't extend
don't
it.
extend it. Whether he's going to contest, if this thing is extended and he'll be beaten by the challenger, we don't care. But don't touch it. Just leave it as it is. And football people must listen. Football people must listen. You see, football people at a point, they must now sit down and begin to ask themselves, look, are we happy with the kind of football we are doing? Are they themselves happy with the kind of football we are doing? Football people should ask themselves that question.
But what if after everything, what if that 3rd term is the term where now, all games aside, this is where we do the serious work?
Who's serious work?
I'm just asking.
No, you see, that's
You know, this morning, Kelvin's inspirational message was, whatever has gone wrong in the last 7 months, it's okay. It's the start of a new month.
okay.
So, last one.
So people will do what they like with the 8.
Maybe.
Then
if you catch the last 4.
cut the last 4.
Then
That's when they want to perform.
Yeah, because, I mean, there
are no guarantees.
Sporty FM.
There are no guarantees. The same way, after the 8, if we bring a new person, there are no guarantees that he would reinvent the wheel and turn things around suddenly. He has the magic wand. But it is worth trying. And the Ghana case is a typical example of why you have to truncate the 8. Why you have to break the 8.
Be very careful.
No, Nathan. No, you see, these are practical matters. Okay, there are no guarantees that the new man will come in and deliver. Again, there are no guarantees that the man who has stayed in for 8 will suddenly perform when you give him another 4.
So what do we do then? If there are no guarantees on either side.
So you, for all it's worth, let's break the 8.
Sporty FM.
Let's break the 8.
Where that means what exactly?
No, stop the 8. Stop
it shouldn't go beyond.
No, it shouldn't
8.
go. You just break it there. Just leave it there.
End the 8.
End the 8. Okay, end the 8. Let's start afresh. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, we have the opportunity to make changes another 4 years. Nathan, what is this? If people have the ambitions of becoming CAF Supremos and want a window of an opportunity to be president of a member association, to give them weight, to give them, control within a certain constituency, Nathan, they should look for other means of getting there. But to go and change this, amend the statutes, I'll be disappointed if football people go and do this thing. Football people.
Hey.
No, football people should not let the good people of Ghana down. If the FA were only concerned about what we do domestically, their products, Ghana football, Ghana Premier League, FA Cup, Women's Football, Division 1, Division 2, if they were concerned about only that, Nathan, if they like, they can take off the term limit and leave it just like Kwesi Nyantakyi. No term limit at all. And then they'll deal with what they are dealing with. But so far as there are national teams involved, and so far, we are struggling to see any proper progress with regards to our national team football. Even club football. If you have an FA that cannot boast of their local players playing for the national team or having lots of national team players playing in the local league, Nathan, it's a problem.
Okay. So
There's a problem.
So
if football people are happy with all of that, they should go and do to third term limits. They should go and add one more. And let's continue. No, you see, Nathan.
Okay.
What we did in the past that people didn't like, let us not go back and take it. You see, Sankofa we want to go and do.
But elders,
we want to go and do Sankofa. But was the Sankofa helping us? Look, Nathan, after 8 years of Kwesi Nyantakyi's tenure, we all knew that, yes, he had done well. But entering his next 4, we all knew it was a disaster. But for another expose, if Kwesi Nyantakyi had contested the next election, he would have lost.
I see.
Because he had grown very unpopular. He had become very unpopular, even within the football circles at the time. Nathan, do we want to go back to same? We saw CAF and Aissa Hayatu. How long? Before the little coup took him out. We saw Seblata, FIFA. How long? Nathan, why? We don't learn. We don't want to learn anything. If I am Kofi Amo and Co, I'll be disappointed. I'll be disappointed that after all the hard work we did, some people want to convince football people to go back to that and
all right. Let me interesting thoughts, Raymond. Let me go to the line. We've been joined by colleague journalist, former comms director at the Ghana Football Association, and CAF's Ibrahim Sanidara. Ibrahim, thank you so much for joining us. Good morning. How are you?
Thank you very much. Good morning, Nathan. I'm really well.
All right.
I'm listening to Raymond's passionate discussion on the second term, whatever. It's an interesting discussion.
Yeah. I read your comments. Comments attributed to you in your interview with Love FM. You made a very specific argument. You say that you don't think 2 terms are enough in football politics. So if you had your own way, we would extend to allow a lot more work to be. Can you just explain the basis on which you make this argument and why you think 2 terms are just not enough for an FA president to do a lot and then move on for somebody else to come in?
Well, thank you very much, and good morning. Good morning to your listeners. Good morning to everybody in the studio. Now, let me quickly explain, and that comes from my first-hand experience in football administration, not only at the national level, but also on the CAF level, and also extending even to the FIFA level. And you'd realize, first of all, that in the wisdom of CAF and FIFA, their term limits are, limited to 3. But the truth of it with federations are that their work is quite distinct from what FIFA and CAF do. And this work also requires some time to be able to settle in the position, some time for you to be able to now begin to extend your wings beyond the continent. And I say this because I've held this position not today. It has been my position for years, and I won't change my position just because it's a new FA president and all. If we personalize this thing, we won't see the wisdom in it. And my thoughts are grounded in evidence, not emotions. My thoughts are grounded in the fact of what I have seen being played out in my eyes. And some of the evidence I have seen, and some of the things I've heard people at very, very high positions say, that has further convinced me on this position I've held. And let me state it emphatically. I'm in no doubt in my mind that, number one, for a football administrator to be able to make his mark on a federation so strongly and be able to juxtapose the federation and other federations and also be able to stand tall, you would need more than 8 years. Ghana's example is a glowing case of progress. And I say this because Kwesi Nyantakyi was able to go through the motions, go through WAFU, CAF, and rose to FIFA. And that same thing is happening to KET. But if we are to personalize it, we'll restrict it to these men alone. And I don't think it's good enough for our country. Let's not set institutions that are based on a particular human being. Let's set institutions that are good not only for the day-to-day, but also for the future. So when we set the laws to guide us, we set the laws that will guide us for the future. Now, let me come to the main arguments. Number one, if you look at the main protagonists in football today, in terms of football administration, the best of it on the African continent is the Moroccan Football Federation.
Yeah.
And the person in charge of the Moroccan Football Federation is an extremely busy person. He's the Minister of Finance of Morocco, in charge of budgets.
Yeah. Fawzi Lekja, his name is, right?
Yes. Now look at the longevity he's had in the position. In his 4 years, he wasn't able to achieve what Morocco has been able to achieve today. He needed time, one, to learn the ropes. He needed time to build his contacts. He needed time to build his relationships and all of that. Now, the fact that today Fawzi sits as the first vice president of CAF, he sits on FIFA and is a very influential member of CAF and of FIFA. That gives him the ideas now to be able to go back to his country to say, look, this is where football is going. This is where we have to drive the agenda towards. This is what we must do to be able to succeed. And when you sit at the table where decisions are made, is where you'll be able to understand the vision and also be able to apply it. Yes, on the normal days when the decisions are made or decisions are published, there might be reasonings behind it that we might not even understand. But when you are at the table, the arguments that your colleagues bring forth, whether for or against, is what forges, your vision. And as a result of that, and as a result of this understanding, is what the Moroccan king himself has been able to buy into. And today, see where Moroccan football is. Number two, let me go on to the CAF ESCO, for example. No, the CAF vice presidents.
Okay.
Of all guests. And it's special circumstances that brought KET to this level. But the truth of it is that all of them sitting on that table are highly experienced, far more experienced than KET. Number one, I've already stated Fawzi Lekja is perhaps going for his fourth term. Now, when you leave Fawzi Lekja, the other vice presidents are Alain Mugengi of Gabon. He's perhaps going for his fifth term now. Alain Mugengi was a member of the CAF ESCO since the time of Issa Hayatou. He's still there. He's the second vice president. Leave Alain Mugengi and come to President Sidat of Mozambique. He's the third vice president. He spent 2 terms as the FA president of Mozambique. He lost his election and he's back again. Now he's back at the top. Now that must tell you one story of why that experience is needed. Because when somebody assumes the position of, let's say, the GFA president, that person would need 4 years at least to be able to stabilize what he would have met before he would be able to aspire to also make an impact regionally, continentally, and then aspire. So 8 years won't be enough for you to be able to go through those motions. And I said this thing based on what I know. A few weeks ago, I had a conversation with the sports minister of Nigeria.
Okay.
Who was a very, very good friend of mine and who was a former vice president of the Nigerian Football Association, Alhaji Shehu Diko. Now, Alaji told me one thing that stuck with me. And those was the moment was when Mr. Amaju Pinnick lost his election as the president, as a member of the FIFA Council. You know why?
Sporty FM.
Because after 3 times, when Pinnick left the Nigerian FA Federation, his colleagues that would vote for him to go onto the FIFA Council thought that he's no longer the FA president. Why should it count? Why should he be back there when he's no longer the FA president? So they voted him out. They voted him out. What has become of Nigeria? Nigeria has no voice today on CAF or FIFA. Thanks to President Musepe, he has brought Pinnick back as an advisor.
But
an advisor is an advisor.
Yeah. Sonny, you make a point about Amaju Pinnick, and
yes.
And I like the instance. So from what you're saying, it means that the absence of that base as being NFF president affected this next step of his career. It couldn't get him up there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Very good. But if we make that argument, then can we not also say that then Ked being president for say another 4 years, assuming, is just to enable him get to the very top?
So that is why I say if you keep the argument as personalized.
Okay. Maybe not personal, but the GFA president, whoever that person is, getting into that term, maybe they get an extra term. That is the base on which they climb and get to the higher levels. Don't you think it's more about personal ambition rather than the development of the game in that person's home country?
That is why I juxtaposed Fuzi Legja's longevity and Moroccan football's progress. So the longer you have the stability at the federation, the more you are able to force through forge relationships, not only abroad but at home, to be able to convince your government, for example, that look, I've been there, I'm at this position, I know what is happening. We need to invest in this area. We need to put more in that area. We need to do this. We need to do this. All of these things needs time. It won't happen just by touching a switch or just by touching a button and then it falls in place. Okay. No, it doesn't happen that way. So the best thing one has to do is to encourage the person, even though you might, on the face of it, you see it as the personal progress of a person. You would also need to know that there are lots of country benefits that comes directly to the country when you are at the table.
Okay. Ibrahim, you make a point about... Okay, you finish, and then I ask my question.
And I will ask you to do something. Maybe in future, look at the situation before Issa Hayatu became the CAF president, where Cameroon football was. And after he became the CAF president, where Cameroon football went. I'm not saying that he used his position to help Cameroon on the field, but the understanding of what goes into football administration at the highest level would help him to advise, this is what we must do, this is what we must do, this is what we must do, and this is what a lot of countries lack. You just juxtapose it. I've given you one example. Now, count those examples with a lot of the countries that have made progress at the highest level. You might find either the leader sitting on top of where the decisions are made, or the leader is among the decision makers. And there's a lot of advantage. There are a lot of advantages to it.
I see. I was going to ask a bit more about Fuzi Legja's example, and I was just going to ask how, because if you look at the context, so Fuzi has the ear of the king, he's Minister of Treasury,
absolutely.
all of that. So his stay there with the ear of the king and all the money available, it can take Morocco forward. But Ibrahim, when you look at our context and you look at our situation, and you look at this very interesting relationship football has with government, and the fact that maybe from the outside we don't see GFA presidents having the ear of, let's say, government, or maybe the minister to that extent, don't you think we should look at our own peculiar context and figure out what works, rather than trying to maybe transpose things from other places to into our context, which may not necessarily be a good fit? You get the question I'm asking?
I get the question. But for example, if let's say President Mahama knows that we have an FA president that rubs shoulders with the best minds in the world, and that person goes to sit before President Mahama and says, President, please, this is where world football is going. The president has a few questions. Ask him, how do they do this? How did Morocco do this? How did Morocco do that? He would now be able to provide that context for the president. And this is believable. This is believable. It's not tittle-tattle. It's not beer bar talk. So, for example, if you sit before President Mahama and he says, okay, we want to go the way Morocco have done, what do you think we can do? President Kett can just pick up the phone and say, please, let me call President Fuzilekja so he can explain it to you. These are some of the things. And you know, when you work at the highest level of football, there are things you understand and things sometimes you can say in public, sometimes you cannot say in public.
Yeah.
And some politics that go behind the scenes that would inure to our benefit. You know, if we compare, for example, number one, if we try to personalize it, or number two, try to compare it to what happens in the normal, you know, general politics area, it might not sit well with us. But if you are to look at it from the football context, football has got its own language, its own politics, its own ways of doing things that is distinctively different from where we sit in the world order. You would understand this. And you know, let me bring one point clear. And the fact that this term limits are extended, you know, would not prevent somebody from contesting. If we feel that the FA president we have at the moment is not popular, it's not doing well, and the rest, the football family have got their own election, and it won't prevent anyone from contesting. So within these same things, the person would be able to contest. And let me also add that when the new person comes into power, quickly he would get to realize that, what Fani was saying a few years ago makes sense. Then when you want to change the law, people will say, no, but you said you should not do second term. You said, after second term, it's enough, you should go. Look at it on a broader perspective. If you want to contest, it won't prevent you from contesting.
Okay.
It won't prevent you from contesting. So that the democratic process is still at play. But let's look at football in Ghana as a business, where you have a CEO who's delivering profit after profit, making moves after moves, making improvements after improvements, and just because of term limits, you want such a brain to just go and sit down at home. I don't think you would run your company like that. Your general company, what is his name? The Sporty Group. The chief there is Mr. Sudeep, who's my friend. He's been in charge for many years now. After 4, 5, 6, 7 years, you say it's his own company. But after 8 years, we say it's enough. Sudeep, go and sit down. He has a lot of brains. Go and sit down. Let's Gary Al Smith or Gallego, the Spanish guy running you guys. Gallego, let Gallego come and run your place. Would it be the right thing to do when they are driving the profits at the company from one strength to the other? From a sports book company, now it has become a media conglomerate, and the rest you say, go and sit down somewhere. Would it be right? It will not be right for Ghana football. So we must move the ideas that would go. Let's debate it. Let's see the wisdom in it. If the vast majority of the voters think that this is the way to go, let's go. But this is my proposal. And I think this proposal will inure to the benefit of Ghana football. Not for the day-to-day, but for the future. Let's not personalize it. Let's not make it a Kate Okreku matter. Because tomorrow, Nathan Kwao might be the FA president. So when Nathan comes, and even if I don't like Nathan, I'm bound by this idea that brought it forth, that we should keep our people who are experienced enough at the helm of affairs to drive the agenda of Ghana football. And I'm an avowed, trenchant
you
person who holds the view that
believe in the
longer
extended
person
term
stays,
limits.
the more experienced he becomes. And I'm a trenchant believer in the partnership between government and the federation to make football move forward. There's nowhere in the world where government doesn't provide some level of support to be for football to be able to grow.
Okay.
But that also requires that there must be some thinking behind it that would get government to come on board and also to support football industry to grow.
Ibrahim, my co-host Raymond is here. He says he has a question for you, and then we wrap up the conversation. So the next voice you hear is Raymond's voice. Ray.
My brother, I greet you.
I respond, sir. I salute, Chairman.
I take on. So, Sani, based on what you said, are we saying that the Ghana Football Association role is a seat that is almost, in quote, that grooms or that should groom someone for the CAF presidency job?
We should have
regardless of whoever occupies it.
It must. You see, I tied the progress of football to experience, and I tied this thing to what you'll be able to achieve and the knowledge you'll be able to acquire and the contacts you'll be able to build when you grow within the football industry. When you are an alien in the football industry, you won't understand a lot of the things that happen. For example, I'll cite an example to you. Recently, when our stadiums were not homologated by CAF to be able to host international matches, who were the people the politicians were calling to get CAF to homologate the stadium? Who were the people the government officials were asking for help to get CAF to homologate the stadium? They were calling on the people who had been at the top. They were calling on the FA president. They were calling on Mr. Anthony Bafo, because these people are at the top who had, good relationships with people there. So if you separate the people sitting at the high table and knowing people and, moving buttons and the rest, if you separate it from it, it won't work. So it goes hand to hand. So when you learn the ropes well, you get these experiences that will help you develop your domestic football. We should never separate our progress from the human resource also that needs to be able to make football grow. And I'll give you a lot of examples. For example, you are playing matches. Your opponents are, let's say, you play the first leg match here in Accra. You play your first leg match in Accra. Second leg match is in 4 or 3 days later. A lot of the people that would say perhaps that, let's I know a former minister that used to say, we need to take them on a commercial flight. We need to go here. Your peers are taking private jets or hiring aircraft to take you for the match. Even before you arrive for the second match in your hometown, they have arrived there already. And they beat you 1-0 and go. And you lament, we had the best players. These are the experiences you learn when you are at the top. So we must not delink it from the progress in the human resource and the trickle-down effect that it will have on your domestic football.
Ibrahim, thank you so much for speaking with us. Well, I'm sure we'll speak again. So this is a debate that won't go anywhere, but we appreciate the fact that at least you've highlighted your points, and I'm sure we'll have a chat about this going forward.
Thank you very much to you, Nathan, and Raymond, and everybody at Sporty.
All right, Ibrahim, thank you. Have a good day. So that was Ibrahim Sanidara, colleague journalist, ex-communications director at the Ghana Football Association, sharing his arguments. He believes that extended term limits are good. It will build experience, it will build contacts, you have time, you learn the ropes. Oh man, wait, let's wrap it up.
You see, Nathan, I can understand where Mr. Sani is coming from. But
you understand his argument.
I understand, but I disagree.
Fair point.
I understand this.
I like that,
but I disagree. I also disagree. I feel that where we've reached, where we've gotten to, we cannot solely rely on experience and contacts at the top. Getting to the top to sort out our problems back home, or to get a stronger league, or to get stronger performances out there. As a football federation, I feel that look. If indeed we want to get to the top, whoever comes in, whether the person comes in with experience or comes in with zero contact and will now have to figure out his contact in the first 2, 3, 4 years, Nathan, everybody should come in and have a fair chance at influencing things.
Yeah, true.
Okay? It shouldn't be exclusive to player A because he's been there for long, he has institutional memory, he has all the experience in the world, and so he should stay on.
No, you have to pass that knowledge on.
Pass that knowledge on. When we could have maybe a fresh mind somewhere, come in and then reinvent the status quo, reinvent the wheel. I think that, Nathan, look, if it is 8, come in with your plans, robust plans, figure it out in your first 4. If you are fortunate, football people give you another 4. You stick to it, figure it out, sort it out, move on, let someone also come in. I feel that this argument of, longevity, experience, and all. Look,
then it turns this whole thing into furthering personal ambitions. Not necessarily,
sorting out the real issues on the ground with regard to football development in your country. Nathan, I feel that, look, it is not guaranteed that, like I said, if we extend it to 3, Ketu Kriku could become president in the next one. Okay? It is not guaranteed. The same way, he can become president again. The same way someone else could beat him in the next election if he contests and become the president.
Yeah.
All of those possibilities are there. But Nathan, we don't want to get to that point.
Sporty FM.
We don't want to get to that point where somebody who has been there for 8 wants to be given the chance to go to 12. We don't want that. Look, Nathan, if that happens, if we allow that, we know how this system has found a way of creating elections where people go uncontested. This system. Oh no, Nathan, we can't run away from it.
Yeah, that's a
this system, this current system. We know how things can run. They'll tell you there's an independent electoral commission. We know how they can run things and make sure people go uncontested. All those things have happened before. We don't want to get there. So let's leave it at 8. When you finish, you go.
That's all.
It's as simple as that. If Nathan becomes FA president and Nathan comes without contacts, I know within his first year, second year, Nathan will find his contacts. Because the position he holds would make him available to meet, will give him the opportunity to meet all of those contacts.
Of course, when you're in that
and
space.
build his phone book. And when Kwesi Nnatechi became FA president, who are his contacts? How many contacts did he have in his phone book? When he was leaving, we also saw how powerful he was. Ketu Kriku, when he came, where were the contacts? But today, he has them. Any new person can start and get to the top.
Thank you.
So, do your 8. When your time reaches, you go. In fact, you should play Lumba for me. Remember, after 8, you go. Football people should listen to this. Take heed. Because football people, people are confident that they've whipped them in line. But I know that there will be surprises. At that Congress, at that Congress, there will be surprises. I know. You see, just like people didn't expect the tsunami that happened when people were looking for the gap.
Yeah.
Me, I've had conversations.
Okay.
Within the corridor. See, if you realize that football people have decided not to speak.
Yeah, they are quiet.
They are quiet. It's either they are afraid or they are hatching a plan.
Okay. Let's move on. 6 minutes after 9. Let's take calls for 5 minutes, and then we'll get into a wonderful feature put together by Nane Kiamankwa. It's on the Black Queens, a journey of pride. The Black Queens doing big things in Morocco, and so we'll get into that feature in a bit. But let's open the phone line 054-257-1061. I don't know what listeners think. I think we already have callers. Hey, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. Emmanuel, how are you?
Yeah, how's the family?
Everybody's fine.
Yeah, and the weekend.
It was we're inside.
See, if we all leave this earth,
Sorry?
I mean, if we all leave this earth,
Uh-huh.
and we will meet our creator,
Uh-huh.
I'll ask him one question.
Uh-huh.
Which angel brought the clay for him to create Bibini?
Oh, but why are you saying that?
I'll ask him, and I'll make sure he show me the angels. Later, see, when we go to that Congress,
Mm-hmm.
I know there'll be only one outcome.
And what is that?
Oh, do I understand it? See, this is all of them, their hands is in the mouth of Metokeko. They can't do anything. See, he has taught all of them.
Sporty
How can you tell me that even a whole president who is governing the whole Ghana take 4 years, 8 years, I know we can see 8 years. So you mean you can't do anything? So after 8 years, what do you want to do again? We are tired of you. What do you want? What do you want from Ghanaians again? You came to power. Your first term, what you thought was to think how to extend your term in power. So what's the motive? Your first term that you voted in, you were thinking of how to extend your how to extend your stay in power. Oh, later, why? Yeah. Why?
Why? But that's for football people to answer.
Hey, if you gonna hey, Charlie, have a good morning.
All right, take it then 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Let me take this caller. Hello. Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Michael.
All right, Michael, please go ahead.
I wanted to talk about the Babayara, the state of the Babayara Stadium.
Uh-huh.
In this country, man, I don't know. Like, so, oh yeah, if you do the same thing every day, you get the same results every day.
Mm-hmm.
It is true. So a country like Ghana, who we pride ourselves as 4 times African champion, in the whole of this country, don't have a standardized stadium. I saw these videos in the morning. Now, fire service for now, I was almost water. We have a problem. We get this problem. I don't like your problem. So the regional sports authority now work matter. So people, then they just go there and what do they do? I mean, it's not going to be. And it's like, it's not them. So they take monthly salary.
Why not?
Hey, Charlie, then we for last people for this country, Charlie. For people, because like nobody understand. Because like a country like Ghana, we don't have correct speech. Every day we'll be doing this. They'll be doing a lot of that. Oh, Charlie, move from my name, for no pass, move. It's a problem being pan. It's a problem being pan. Then to get to people, I'll just tell you one thing. Say, Pugiano, Anka, mention say Pugiano can to Confoning can say that. Say Pugiano, say the intelligence and can mention to Confoning them and count them there.
I see.
Oh, but when come out, and count them there. Now, I'll come for it on Monday, and I go on my mark and come. I won't go there. I was a dream Ghana football. One dream you want us to improvement then back. I was one city for another cake and what the heading. I woke up Congress, there was some dream on the improvements of Ghana football, and yet 10 years there was some dream. And let's say we are being to more years and so on dream. And only afterthought, but then I gave her. So no man that almost 1 million Ghana is breaking news, and also you have to come back to another training. Now you need that. Would be 1 million, would be about another $1 million amount of fire produce. So I know you need this thing, you need that. You don't know on the Kataka, and I really did have it. Now, then she knew that Gianna and 1.7 and can
all right, thank you so much. Let me take 2 more calls and we proceed. 054-257-1061, 054-257-1061. This is still the Sporty breakfast. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Good morning, Nathan.
Yes, good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you? What's your name? Please?
My name is Raymond. I believe your weekend was great.
Yes, it was good. Thank you.
You know what they are doing at Babayara is disgraceful. You know what they are using to water the pit rather will erode the nutrients and bring about erosion because of the power of the pump. That's why the sprinklers.
Yes.
You understand? Because we fall on the water, on the grass. So they are rather washing away the sand and it will create more problems. I don't know. This is a strike. This is strike.
The voice of sport.
And this is strike knowledge that what they are doing is rather killing it. And then on the GFA test beat at the FA, I don't want to say it's case. I agree with Sonic and I agree with Ray. Enjoy your day.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for your call. Let me take the last caller and then we proceed. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, Nathan.
Yes, good morning.
This is Annabelle.
Yes, please go ahead.
Good. You see, why are we so greedy and selfish as a people? See, you came to hear this essay since 2019, if I'm right. You ask yourself, you do self-assessment and analyze whatever you have done in the past 6 years and see, have you pleased the people of Ghana in terms of your administration? You don't want to do that, but rather you want to look for the third term. And Sunny didn't come to add any good thing to whatever we are talking about. He only came to emphasize that this is happening because of Kate Okreku's personal ambition. He only came to talk about the fact that he will make connection, he will get contact and all that. So must he hold Ghana football for ransom to make his contact, to get his contact and his links? Why are we like that? Football that is feeding people, football that is pushing this nation forward. You want to hold it ransom because you want to get to FIFA, you want to get connection, you want to get link. What at all has he done for this essay? This football fraternity. You see, he has tied all the ESCO people. I wrote on my timeline this morning that, you see, there is nothing, what is it that he can't do in 8 years? That he wants extra 3 years and 4 years to become 12 years. And the football people are breeding a tyrant. They have started a process of breeding a tyrant and they will forget it later. As we speak, if they are being honest and not because of validity and because of witch hunting, most of these people doesn't like it because of his administration. He hasn't helped them in any way, but because they are afraid of him, they can't speak and they are quiet. And they will go to Congress and approve him. Because if you dare to oppose him, your team will go to Division 1 or Division 2. Your team will go. So they will go and approve him. But who suffered? It's Ghana football. The progress of Ghana football is what suffered. Somebody wants to use Ghana football for their own ambition. And finally, you came here to confirm this without shy of any remorseless. You came to confirm that because he wants contact, because he need to get linked, because he need to do so. Because of that, his performance doesn't matter. He should still go for a third term. It's a shame, and I'm so much sad this morning, guys. I'm so much sad. And what can we do? They will tell us we are not football people. So the football people will go and endorse it, and we will sit here and talk again. Thank you, Nathan.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, let's move on. It's 9:16. Let's get into this wonderful feature put together by Naneki Amankwa. This is fresh from the story, the Sporty Stories Kitchen, right? And it's about the Black Queens and their exploits in Morocco. They finished third. And so Naneki Amankwa has put together this wonderful story titled The Black Queens, A Journey of Pride, Persistence, and Bronze Glory. Coming up next on the Sporty Breakfast, the latest from our Sporty Stories Kitchen. Enjoy.
For decades, the Black Queens of Ghana have been a shining force in African women's football. From their early dominance in the 1990s and early 2000s, to their impressive appearances on the world stage. The Queens have embodied resilience and passion. They qualified for 14 Women's African Cup of Nations since 1991, 3 times runners-up, 4 times bronze medalist. Always close, yet never crowned champions. Their pursuit of continental glory continues to inspire. The Queens have also featured in 3 consecutive FIFA Women's World Cup in 1999, 2003, and 2007. A remarkable feat that cemented Ghana as one of Africa's pioneering football nations on the global women's scene. Yet, after 2007, the Black Queens faced challenges. The team struggled to maintain their place at the highest level amid growing competition and structural hurdles. Their continental performances dipped, and they had to wait years for another significant breakthrough. That breakthrough came in the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco, where the Queens clinched the bronze medal, their first podium finish at the tournament since 2016. The medal was more than just a piece of metal. It was a powerful symbol of resurgence, hope, and the relentless spirit of the Ghanaian women's football. Kim Las Bukagrin reflects on the Black Queens' WAFCON journey to a hard-fought bronze medal victory over defending champion South Africa. He describes the path as tough, with many doubting their dream from the start. Yet, against the odds, the team's resilience and belief carried them through to a historic achievement.
It's the biggest tournament in Africa, so we're playing against so many great teams. So of course it was difficult, but I believed in the whole time in the players, and they have worked really hard for this. So in the end of the day and in the end of the tournament, we showed how good we are, and we are good enough to beat all of the teams in this tournament. And this time it gave us a bronze medal, and hopefully we can be up there even next year and fight even for maybe potential the goal.
Which of the games were the most difficult one that you picked?
I mean, the first game was a little bit special. We had like Kudjo, for example, was suspended. We had some injured, and also the fact, like I said, that I'm new as a coach, and 20 or 24 players made the first tournament. So of course it's a little bit extra with the first game, but I felt after that we were just improving and did better and better.
Looking ahead, he hopes for a better preparation to ensure an even greater tournament next year.
And how do you think the team can build on this experience and improve in future tournaments?
Of course they can. I mean, we had a pretty young team, I would say, and I think 20 of 24 players made the first tournament. So of course with experience they just gonna improve and do it better in the future. So the future is bright.
Central to the Queen's 2024 campaign was their leadership. Captain Portia Boache, a veteran player and a pillar of strength, led by example both on and off the pitch. Known for her calm composure and fierce determination, Boakye inspired the young squad to believe in themselves, reminding them they were playing not just for today, but for a generation of girls watching back home.
Today's feeling is different. Thank you to everyone who supported us. We are grateful. As a leader leading the team, I try as much as possible to take the team far. And God help us, myself and the players, for taking us this far. This is my second bronze medal at this level, and it's a big achievement for me. I am grateful.
This is second time I'm in a bronze medal, so a very, very big achievement, Emma.
Alongside her stood former Queen's captain Adwo Bayo, a true icon in Ghanaian and African women's football. Bayo, the second Ghanaian female player to have won the prestigious CAF Africa Women's Player of the Year award in 2003. A former captain who led the team during its golden era. Her transition to mentorship provided invaluable experience and guidance, bridging the past and present. Her presence on the team injected a powerful sense of history and pride.
Oh, make us say, you start here, and I say, Baby, and Shada.
This is the first AFCON for many of these players, so the competition was new to them. But as things progressed, they encouraged themselves to do something, and that's how come they started winning game by game, step by step, and that's how we finished in third place. Myself and Alberta Saki won African Best Player, so we have a lot of future stars who may be better than I was. It's my prayer that they will play competitively at their various leagues, because more playing time will improve them. And that is how we will get more agile bios.
Behind the scenes, the 2006 WAFCON silver medalist, Anita Reduminta, returned to the fold not as a player, but as an assistant coach, bringing with her the wisdom of past near glory and a passion to help the team reclaim its rightful place atop African football.
We saw how the previous experience had been, and then we told ourselves that we need to make an impact. So we planned to take it step by step, and then we told ourselves that once we got out of the group stage, we would win the trophy.
What does this step mean to you as a person and to your coaching career?
Well, coming into this competition, the last time Ghana won silver was in 2006, and I was in the squad. I was a player then, so I told myself I needed a gold to add to the silver. Nevertheless, I've gotten a bronze. We'll still look for the gold. It wasn't easy. I mean, at a point, I think after the Mali game, I told myself if we don't go past the group stage, I would actually quit coaching. It's really been an experience. It has really encouraged me to know that, yes, there are challenges in every job that we choose. Sometimes you may have a downtime, but eventually you get out of the water and then you see the sun.
The 2024 tournament was not without its challenges. Doubt lingered over Ghana's chances of even qualifying from the group. Their campaign began with a disappointing loss to South Africa, followed by a hard-fought draw against Mali. With the pressure mounting, Ghana delivered when it matters the most, securing a crucial win over Tanzania.
Here it comes now. Goalkeeper punches. It's a goal for Ghana. For Ghana.
Through it all, the team's resilience shone through. Head coach Kim Las Bukegren, appointed a few months to the tournament, faced immense pressure and criticism. Despite the backlash, his tactical prowess and strong leadership galvanized the squad, Under his guidance, the team regained its composure and fought its way into the knockout stages.
Blocker against Ngazi. It's a goal for Ghana. Ghana will go into the semi-final clash against Morocco.
Though the Queens ultimately fell short in the semi-finals against host nation Morocco, their spirits never wavered.
Ghana have scored. She's missed. As Morocco go in the lead. Yeboah needs to score. Yeboah saved. Morocco in the final.
In the bronze medal match, determination burned brightest. The Queens fought tooth and nail, eventually winning the penalty shootout thanks to stellar saves and composed finishing. The bronze medal, their first since 2016, was a hard-earned testament to their growth, resolve, and hunger for success.
It's a good-looking delivery, and it is in. Ghana have found a deserved equaliser. Brought on for this moment, slots it away. Nancy Amoa, the winning penalty, the teenager, and Ghana claim bronze.
Returning to Ghana, the Black Queens were met with a wave of celebration from fans, families, and the nation. From the moment they stepped off the plane, the air was electric, a mixture of pride, relief, and renewed hope. And also a historic visit to the President of Ghana, the Parliament House, and a lot more city tour for the Queens to feel loved and appreciated. As the Black Queens celebrated with supporters across the country, one thing was clear: their bronze was not the end of their story. It was the foundation for the greatest chapter yet. The Ghana Football Association, under the leadership of President Kurt Edwin Simon Okreku, has pledged renewed investment and unwavering support to restore the glory days of the Black Queens and to pursue the nation's long-standing dream of winning a first-ever gold medal.
Years of commitment, years of following the vision, years of investing time, resources into the female sport. Indeed, it's beginning to see the light of the day. It's beginning to yield results. It's beginning to have the necessary impact. Don't forget that the investments we have made are not only, or have not only been in the form of cash, some have been intangibles. But all combined, I think that we are in the right way. We are having, or we are beginning to see results from the U15 level to the A national team level, for which reason I am particularly excited about our future. I think that with a bit more investment, especially in the domestic league, in the Women's Premier League, in the Women's Division 1 League, and in our newly introduced U15 leagues across all the 10 football regions, we should be in a situation to have a continuous development of talents.
By invisible black wings flying intercontinental. Victory! Victory!
The Queens are passing the torch to a new generation of young and determined players, ready to elevate Ghana's legacy in women's football. With their sights firmly set on gold at the 2026 African Women's Cup of Nations, the stakes are even greater. The tournament doubles as a qualifier for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup, a stage Ghana has been absent for far too long. The 2024 bronze medal is more than just a trophy. It's a symbol of pride, resilience, and a bright future for Ghanaian women's football. The Black Queens have reclaimed their place among Africa's elite and reignited the dreams of millions. With leaders like Portia Boache, the legacy of Adjo Bayo, and mentors like Anita Redu-Minta lighten the path, the Queens are poised to turn bronze into gold and write a bold new chapter in Ghana's sporting history. With the current administration and government committed to investing in football, especially women's football, the foundation for long-term success is stronger than ever. The crown remains theirs, The throne is within reach. Inside Black Queens, a journey of pride, persistence, and bronze glory. This piece was put together by Nanekia Mankwa, sound engineered by Moses Yeboah, executive producer Gary Al Smith.
Wonderful story put together by our very own Nanekia Mankwa, talking about the Black Queens, their journey in Morocco, how it's been, and some lovely context to help you understand why what they did in Morocco was very important and it was very big. So brilliantly voiced by Angela Mensah. Story put together by Nanekia. Moses Yeboah brought it all alive and mixed it. Gary Al Smith was the executive producer, or is the executive producer. Wonderful story. Congrats to you, Nanekia. More stories are coming. 9:32, and you can find it on our Spotify. Go to Sporty Stories on our Spotify. I always say that find that list. It's a very long list of stories and all kinds of things. And this week we have a lovely buffet for you of features served right here on Sporty Breakfast. So as you are home enjoying physical food, we'll be giving you absolutely brilliant food in terms of stories and great features. So today we've given you one. So this week in August is a week of great features on the Sporty Breakfast. Find all of them curated and put together nicely for you on Spotify. Every story is there. When you start in the morning, you probably finish 3-4 days later because the stories are plenty. Congrats to you, Nanekia, and the team for putting it together. All right, 9:33, and the fixtures for the new Ghana Premier League season are out. Kelvin, the fixtures are out.
Yeah.
Hey. I'm telling you. So, Gold Stars, they are starting their defense with a home game against Bechem United. Now, Hearts of Oak, who had a rotting season, are hoping that it will work well. They start against Hohoe United at home. So they are taking on Hohoe United at home. And then Asante Kotoko travel to Brekum, Chelsea for an opening weekend game.
Yeah.
Wow. Mediama will take on Young Apostles and Samatex take on Vision. Swedru All Blacks, okay, will face 11 Wonders. Okay, and 11 Wonders, they begin on the road. So Swedru All Blacks play at Nations and Holy Stars play at 11 Wonders. Now, Heart of Lions, who finished second last season, will take on Dreams FC in the opening game, or their opening game, while Karela will take on Adriana Stars. Now, the biggest game in Ghana football, the Super 2. The Super 2 is also on. And the Super 2 Kelvin.
Match day 5.
Match day 5. Very early in the season. The first Super 2 is happening. It's at the Accra Sports Stadium. Hearts of Oak taking on Asante Kotoko. And the reverse is on match day 22 in Kumasi at the Babayara. So match day 5, match day 22. Hey!
What a sweet season ahead.
Teams will know their smoothness level very early. So, Hearts of Oak, if you have any plans of beating Kotoko, start planning now. Because that game is match week 5.
Yeah.
Already, Hearts, you haven't beaten Kotoko in like 3 years. In the league games, you didn't win.
Yeah.
In the President's Cup too, you didn't win. So we'll see.
You don't know if they'll meet in the top 4.
Nations FC, they host Kotoko on match day 9.
Yeah.
With the return match day 26 in the Ashanti Derby. So that is that one. Hawaii United and Heart of Lions meet in match day 17. The Volta clash. And then match day 34, they meet. That's the final day of the season, right? So they meet match day 17,
yeah.
And then match day 34, they meet in the return leg. In terms of the Bronga Hafo or the Buno type derbies, there are a lot of them. Kelvin, these days the teams from that part of Ghana, they dominate.
Yeah.
So
a
lot of them will meet each other. Young Apostles face Beche match day 5. Young Apostles will face Bechem on match day 5, Brekum Chelsea on match day 7, and Adriana on match day 16. With the return legs slated for match days 22, 24, and 33. Adriana face Bechem on match day 9 and Brekum Chelsea on match day 11. Bechem United face 11 Wonders on match day 14 and Brekum Chelsea on match day 17. With Chelsea taking on 11 Wonders at the Golden City on match day 16. Now, Mediama, they take on Samatex. This is in the western north side. Mediama take on Samatex match day 6 and match day 23. On match day 15, Mediama will welcome Basake Holy Stars, and then match day 32, they play the return. Samatex will face Holy Stars match day 14 and match day 31. So those are those are the standout fixtures in the coming season. So for those who are interested, we'll be sharing all of that. But the Ghana FA's website has all the fixtures in terms of the Ghana Premier League season, match day 1 to match day 34. Kelvin, so another season is approaching.
Yeah, a new season, and we are glad we have the fixtures very much early, but where are the dates?
The dates?
Yeah, where are the dates?
But I thought the league, I thought the league was starting in September.
So where are the dates? That's my problem.
Oh, so you wanted the dates for each game?
Yeah. Where
okay, they're starting on the 12th.
So you can bring fixtures. This one, anybody can do it. It's nothing new. Anybody can just put it up together. Mm-hmm. But we should have dates. We are starting on this day. We are ending on this day.
So the league, according to the FA, will start in September 12th, and they will end on the weekend of May 23rd. So May the 23rd or the 24th.
Attach dates for us. Let us get to see that. Oh, this is what is happening. Because Congress is next week Tuesday. Mm-hmm. So once Congress is next week Tuesday, then we know that yes, the season is starting this particular day, and then we are going to finish this day. Fine. Kick off on September 12, 2025, and on the weekend, and end on the weekend of 23rd or 24th May 2026. So Nathan, they factored in midweek fixtures, FA Cup fixtures, and at least we should know if the Premier League. Let us know so that we get to see how many midweeks we have.
Very good.
And for the weekends, factoring in the CAF, Champions League and Confederation Cup campaigns and all, we just get to see so that people will be able to plan properly, for the new season. It's one of the things when you want. This sort of inviting corporate Ghana and then prospective sponsors for the league.
Those are the details.
Exactly, they want details so they can plan. But you don't tell me that match day 1 is starting on this match. I know match day 34 is this, but in between, which dates are we playing? Are there midweek fixtures? So that they get to know, so that people will even get to know, maybe Kotoko Nations, is it on a midweek or is on a weekend? Mm-hmm. People can plan properly. There are some people, they live for certain games, but because of work, they may have to take a day off or a leave or something. So at least it helps in planning. If we want to elevate our football, the landmark sponsor, the landmark, partnership, which has been hailed, we need to add it up. Yep. With proper, details of some of these things. But we just wait to see. I'm excited to see the new season, and especially on match day 1 where we see Bashake Holy Stars against 11 Wonders. So 11 Wonders make their return, and I think they are playing against a side they can, actually battle it out with. Though it's going to be fearsome. Hoy against Heart to Folk. Was it last season that Bashake Holy Stars defeated Heart to Folk? It was last season.
It was last season.
Yes.
Match day 1.
Yes, match day 1. It was crazy. So this time around, Heart to Folk have been given a new, entrance. Hohoy on their return. Heart to Folk are playing against, Hohoy United. So it should be probably a warning to them. Asante Kotoko against Brekum Chelsea, one of the sides they struggle to beat. Hopefully they've managed to get a couple of players from Bechem United who know that terrain. Hopefully they'll be able to do that. Nations Football Club against Swedru All Blacks. So All Blacks on their return will go to the Brankesi Stadium, Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex, and then Vision against Samatex. So this is a match that Gold Stars begin against Bechem United. I think the first week is still serving us some tantalizing football action.
Yeah.
Heart of Lions against Dreams FC. Dreams without Karim Zito and Frodomon, and then Parker Hansen, joining force with him. We'll wait to see how they would match Daniel Nieje and then Bashir Hayford, what they would have to give. So I think it's good enough. We've seen the fixtures. They should give us days so that at least we can plan.
Yes.
And then whatever that we need to do ahead of the new season, we get to do it.
So for those who are interested, the full set of games, match day 1 of the new Ghana Premier League season. Holy Stars versus 11 Wonders. Hearts of Oak versus Hohoe United. Heart of Lions versus Dreams. Vision versus Samatex. Gold Stars versus Bechem. Young Apostles versus Mediama. Karela taking on Ediana. Brekum Chelsea versus Asante Kotoko. And Nations FC taking on Swedru.
Asari Word is also raising a because he says Kotoko with a difficult away trip on match day 1 again
to Chelsea. They are going to Brekum Chelsea. Brekum Chelsea is not an easy place to go to. Let's see how Kotoko will handle this. But let's see how they'll handle this. Navigating away, tough away ties. Hearts of Oak start again with another promoted side. Ray, last season, remember Hearts of Oak started against Holy Stars.
They were humbled.
It did not go well.
I'm looking for the El Clasico.
Match day 5. The first one, match day 5.
Hey!
Early.
House of Oak playing at home.
Yes. Match day 5. So that week, the games are Young Apostles versus Bechem, Heart of Lions versus Brekum Chelsea, Vision versus Wonders, Samatex versus All Blacks, Nations versus Hohoe, Karela versus Dreams, Hearts versus Asante Kotoko, the biggest one of them all. Adriana versus Mediama, which is an equally big game, and Basake Holy Stars taking on Gold Stars.
You see, Nathan, opening day of the season, if Hearts of Oak don't do good business, if don't get some quality into their food,
yes,
this Hoho United team could embarrass them. They're a very good side.
Yeah.
They've not lost players. They brought in some more quality players. Okay. They know what they're about. And they are one of the teams that, together with Heart of Lions. There are 2 teams that we should keep an eye on next season. They are fearless. Those 2 teams, they are fearless. And they must be watched. As for House of Oak, if they come back playing the way they played under Ouattara last season,
under Didi Dramani.
Oh no, you see, it's under Didi Dramani. But again, Nathan, based on the kind of recruitments they've done, and they are hot and cold behavior in the transfer market. I'm worried for Hearts. Very, very worried for House of Oak.
Okay.
But we wish them well.
Yes, we
But that first game against Hoho United will be a classic. Wherever that game will be played, I think, Kevin, I want to go with you.
All right. All right, sir. Immortal request submitted.
You want to see Heart of Oak's first game?
I want to see Heart of Lions first. Hoho United's first game. Hoho United. I want to see their first game.
Take on Heart of Oak.
Casper Stadium.
Yes, I want to see their first.
Maybe University of Ghana Stadium.
Maybe
because the Casper Stadium may not be given out.
May not.
University of Ghana Stadium doesn't have scoreboard.
The scoreboard will be fixed.
Is that the scoreboard
the scoreboard will be fixed.
It's been long.
It will be fixed. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But before we leave, though, Ray, I'm hearing something concerning the Black Queens.
Yeah.
That some money matter. I'm hearing something. I have to do checks and see.
Nathan, I told the girls, take all our standings before the tournament ends. So which figure is outstanding?
I'm coming. So I hear they've only, this is the info I'm getting, that they've only received per diem and nothing more.
What were they promised?
They were promised bonuses.
Okay.
Right?
Qualification bonuses.
I'll have to, yes, they were promised bonuses. We'll have to.
And those
I think
bonuses
qualification bonus. Yes, that's what they were promised. I said qualifying from the group stage to quarters, and then semis, and then group stage. Hey, so 3.
Yeah, so Nathan, I told you initially the budget that was drawn was up to the group stage first. Okay, and that was the initial amount that was released for the team from the finance minister. Okay, so when they made progress, that second part of the budget will now have to kick in. Will now have to receive approval, and then funds will be released for the girls to be taken care of. Okay, that is how I've come to understand how the finance minister works.
Okay,
so I am sure, looking at how it took so long for them to release money for the girls to be paid their per diems and their training bonuses and all, I want to believe it will take quite some time for the finance minister, Mr. Atu Forcing, after approving the budget, to make those funds available. I'm sure that is why there's a bit of a delay. Because I know Honorable Kofi Adams has, in fact, he's done almost everything possible to make sure some of these things don't get into the public domain and are handled on the quiet. So I want to believe that maybe in the next few weeks, the money will be released. And you know the president has also promised them something.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they want to put all of those ones together. And then they give the girls a very handsome check. No, a very beautiful check. You understand?
So the ministry says that the money is, as you said, is going through pipes and tubes.
So with the president's and then the bonuses and all, the girls should be smiling. They should take their time. They should take their time. It's nothing to be worried about. You see, if there was something to worry about, I would have told you.
So once you haven't said anything, everything is fine.
Everything is fine.
All right. That's how we wrap it up this morning on the Sporty Breakfast. But before we leave, I think there are 2 birthdays here. This one says, happy birthday to Jemima Santiwa Mpedu of the YEA. May you be blessed with happiness, joy, and love on your special day and throughout the year, from ASI Rachel and Nima Edu.
2 birthdays.
2 birthdays. This one, okay. It's Madame Evelyn Siansari's birthday. I think the last time we spoke with her, she mentioned it. I think the message is coming from the husband.
Yeah.
It says, today I celebrate the incredible woman who brings me joy and inspiration. Your laughter brightens my days and your strength lifts me higher. I'm grateful for our moments together and excited for our further adventures. Kaish.
That's right.
It says, may your birthday bring you as much happiness as you give me each day. It says, you are my heart, my peace, my everything. I love you more deeply with every breath I take. Wowza.
Beautiful.
Hey, what are they typing there? They're adding something. Hey, let us be very careful over here. We cannot be adding those details. Do you know that? Yo, do you want? We don't want any problems.
Yeah. It's also a birthday wish to Dan. Yes, he's a friend, he's a brother. Yes, Dan. Yes, thank you for all my official Arsenal kids. Yes, Dan. We call him Nanape. Yes, Nanape. Yes, today is your birthday. May the good Lord continue to bless you. And to the younger sister of Coach Ignatius Oseifosu.
Okay.
Yes, Claudia Oseifosu Esquire. Yes, yes. They call her the celebrities lawyer. Claudia, yes, happy birthday to you. May God continue to bless you and grant you long life and success. If you saw that lady with the red outfit alongside Coach Ignatius when we went for the football.
Oh,
yes, that is there. So, Claudia, happy birthday to you. May the good Lord continue to grant you success, glory, and then peace in whatever you have. And to all, yes, the good guys around who are celebrating your birthdays, and the ladies, have an awesome day.
Can we take Claudia out today?
Yeah. So you can go and spoil it. Coach is not around. You know he's at the African Nations Championship.
So Sudan.
Yeah, with Sudan. So you can spoil it. You can spoil it.
Just tell lawyer that I'll take off today.
Okay, no problem.
Raymond Yamado.
Believe me.
All right, that's the Sporty Breakfast for today. Many thanks for listening. My name is Nathan Kwa. Raymond Yamado did this with me. Calvin Owens has joined us. Many thanks to all our Raymond, but I can't believe this. Many thanks to the listeners. Many thanks to my production team, Abigail, Nanekia, Immortal, and Angela. Shout out to Madonna I Am Guy and Fly. Shout out to my DJ Fidelis. Shout outs to you out there. This has been another exciting episode. Keep your dials locked on Sporty 106.1. We are the voice of sport. Broadcasting live from North Jolo on the Osubadu Street. There's the news at midday, Sporty Plug at 12:30, Sporty Drive at 4, and Monday night Sporty later today. Do enjoy your day, stay safe, take care, and keep your dials locked on Sporty FM.